Welcome back to the Undervalued Investor YouTube channel, where today we're exploring Anixa Biosciences, which currently has a focus on breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and other solid tumor cures through vaccines and therapeutics. And we're going to focus on some aspects of their pipeline in this video. Anixa Biosciences trades on the NASDAQ under ANIX, and we're bringing this up as the stock is experiencing a lot of volume coming into December. From the December low to the peak, it jumped about 21% for around $119 million market cap. It's in the kind of mid to small cap range of the biosciences space. As we explore this, if it's a conversation you'd appreciate, as always, just consider hitting that like button. As we get into Anixa Biosciences presentation, I just want to give you a few overviews, and then we're going to get the CEO's comments on a specific aspect of this pipeline, because basically they have strong clinical data backing a lot of this with a strong financial profile to take them into the future with key partnerships and significant TAM opportunities. Taking a look at the pipeline as it stands today, we can see they have two focuses basically on vaccines and one in CAR T therapeutics, all in oncology, with two focuses in the vaccines being breast cancer and ovarian cancer. And then when it comes to the CAR T therapeutics, ovarian cancer and other solid tumors. We can see when it comes to breast cancer, they're in a phase 1, preclinical with ovarian cancer in a phase 1. When it comes to the CAR T therapeutics, we're going to focus on the breast cancer in this video as they head into a phase 1A data release, which is coming Q4 of 2023, and a phase 1B to C data release with basically TBD there. And if we scroll down, just taking a look at breast cancer, we know it is a very technical thing to understand, but the CEO has done a fabulous job at simplifying this aspect of their study. And I want you to take a listen because it is truly pivotal.
We've identified a protein called alpha-lactalbumin. It's a lactation protein. It arises only in your breast, in a woman's breast tissue, in mammary glands, when she is lactating. So when she gives birth to a child, this protein is produced in the cells because it's necessary to produce milk for feeding the child. It enables a woman to lactate. When the woman stops lactating, this protein completely disappears until she has another child and another child and so forth. Eventually, when she's no longer going to have children, whether she's made that decision intentionally or whether she's past the age of childbearing, say 40 or 45 years of age, the protein is never made again in most women. It never exists in the mammary glands, and it has never existed in any other part of the body. However, it was discovered that when cancer cells arise, the protein is being produced by the cancer cells. So this sets up a situation kind of like an infectious disease, because now we've got cancer cells with a protein on it that's clearly distinguishable by the immune system if you're vaccinated, and it doesn't exist on any other cell. And it's very different from any other protein in any other cell. So it's almost like we're targeting an infectious agent. And so what we are doing is we're vaccinating women after the age of when they're going to have children. And in that situation, there's no other cell in the body that will produce this protein except cancer. And hence, if you've properly immunized or vaccinated a woman and induced the immune system to target this protein, when the cancer cells arise, this protein, the immune system will destroy those cancer cells. So it's very, very exciting because we're almost creating the same conditions in the body that form or that happen when an infectious agent invades the body. And so, it's a brand new process of how to address, in this particular case, triple negative breast cancer and eventually other types of cancers. But it's a process that takes advantage of everything that we've learned on the infectious agent vaccines that have been so successful in the past few decades.
Now, just to round off the conversation, as this key phase 1 trial was conducted by the Cleveland Clinic, funded by U.S. Department of Defense, and the design was basically participants will receive 3 vaccines, each 2 weeks apart, and will be closely monitored for side effects and immune responses. The phase 1A in progress here was basically 18 to 24 patients who have been treated for TNBC with safety that will be monitored, and they had an immune response that will be monitored and a maximum tolerated dose, or MTD, to to be determined. And with the enrollment open, they were looking for healthy women with mutations chosen to undergo prophylactic mastectomy and basically vaccinate before surgery and evaluate immune response and resected tissue, with a unique opportunity to garner supplement data after studying breast tissue to determine if T cells are basically surveilling the tissue without any visible cancer tumors. And then basically when the enrollment kind of opens here, the additional cohort combining vaccine with Keytruda, where patients treated for TNBC to combine the Keytruda with the vaccine to evaluate if there is any kind of synergies. And just taking a look at the positive clinical results, the enrollment of women who have had TNBC and have undergone standard of care but are at risk for reoccurrence, with 42% of TNBC survivors that will relapse within 5 years. The MTD reached in Q4 of 2022, and data from all vaccinated women tested to date presented an AACR in April of 2023, with 16 patients dosed through July of 2023 with no safety concerns and immune responses observed at all dose levels. All patients had some immune response, and intensity of response varied with patients. And this leads into the significant market opportunity here, because basically there are over 3.8 million breast cancer survivors in the US, and millions more harbor mutations, placing them at high risk. More than 80 million women are currently 40 or older in the US alone, and millions more age into this group annually. Tens of millions of women who are breast cancer survivors, basically, and large numbers of women harbor high-risk mutations, with approximately 1.4 billion women are 40 and older outside of the US. And the reason we've focused on breast cancer within their pipeline through this video is because if the vaccine works as they hope and expect, every woman in the world may be eligible. This has a true pivotal chance to completely change the outlook of one of the leading causes of cancer in women on a global scale. It is truly fascinating and something I think is largely appreciated within Anixa Biosciences pipeline. And I'm hoping that making this video is helping get that word out. And again, they have a lot of other, cancer treatments going on with ovarian cancer, some of the CAR-T treatments with ovarian cancer. There's a lot happening here. So I'll leave it up to you to explore much farther. You can also go to Anixa Biosciences channel, consider subscribing there for future updates, or you can subscribe here as we will be following the story as we move forward. And I also want to point out the company has about 25 million in cash and cash equivalents and short-term investments as of July 31st, 2023, with very minimal debt on the balance sheet, giving them a very long runway at the current 5 to 6 million annual cash burn that they've been experiencing since 2017. And they also got about 31 million shares outstanding. This company is in a very robust and fascinating position, is basically the next few years are going to be pivotal with these vaccines. But I'd love to know what you think about Anixa Biosciences in that comment section below.